Hey everyone, and welcome. We are about to do a deep dive into mastering LinkedIn for 2025. Look, the rules of the game have totally changed, and if you want to win for your business, for your career, you have got to know the new playbook. So let's get right into it.
Does this look familiar? You spend a ton of time writing what you think is a killer post. You hit publish and nothing. Just crickets. Your reach is in the basement, engagement has totally flatlined, and you're just sitting there thinking, what on earth am I doing wrong?
Well, first off, take a deep breath. It's not just you, I promise. The LinkedIn algorithm has gone through this massive shift, and it's completely changed what gets seen and what doesn't. But the good news? We're going to break down exactly what changed, and more importantly, how you can make it work for you. Okay, first up, the algorithm's new rules. Before we jump into the tactics, the what to post, we've got to understand the big picture. We need to get the fundamental why behind what LinkedIn is rewarding now, and it all boils down to one key metric. And that metric is dwell time. Honestly, you should think of this as the ultimate signal of interest. It's just the amount of time someone physically stops scrolling and looks at your post, even if they don't like or comment. The logic is actually pretty brilliant. If something is genuinely interesting, people will spend more time with it. It's kind of like a good date. If the conversation is flowing, you stick around longer. So why did dwell time suddenly become so important? Well, this chart explains it all. On pretty much any social platform, you have this 1-10-90 rule. 1% of people create the content, 10% engage with it, and a whopping 90% are the silent majority. They just read and scroll. LinkedIn needed a way to figure out what that silent 90% actually found valuable, and dwell time was the perfect answer. So, when you boil it all down, the 2025 algorithm is all about depth. It's looking at how long you stay on a post, how meaningful your connections are, if you're having real conversations in the comments, and what you're actually interested in. The days of just getting a bunch of cheap likes to gain the system, yeah, those are over. Okay, so that's the why. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the what. If the goal is to maximize dwell time and spark real conversations, what kind of content should we actually be creating? And this chart, wow, it really tells the story. A recent 90-day study found that video posts get nearly 3 times more impressions than even the top text posts. And why is that? It's simple. Video just glues people's eyes to the screen, which sends those dwell time signals straight to the algorithm. But, and this is a big but, you can't just throw any old video up there. There's a clear formula for what works. First, keep it short and punchy. Under 2 minutes is the sweet spot. A massive 75% of people are on their phones, so you have to film in vertical mode to take up their whole screen. Always, always add captions, because most people watch with the sound off. And finally, timing is everything. Tuesdays and Thursdays, either in the morning or around lunchtime, are your best bet. Okay, video is a powerhouse, for sure. But what else is working? Let's talk about another format that absolutely crushes dwell time. Native documents, or what you and I probably call carousels. These things have an average click-through rate of 2.2%, with some going as high as 8%. They work because they get people to physically interact, to swipe, which keeps them on your post for way longer. You know, whether you're making a video, a carousel, or even writing a longer article, there is one giant theme that the algorithm is rewarding right now: being human. That polished, corporate, jargon-filled tone is just not cutting it anymore. The platform wants content that feels personal, relatable, conversational. Think less annual report and more coffee chat. Seriously, write for a human first, and the algorithm will reward you for it. Okay, let's dive into section 3. And seriously, lean in for this one because I'm about to share a strategy that for a lot of top performers is generating more leads than posting content at all. It's a powerful, maybe even counterintuitive shift in how we should be spending our time. So here's the big mindset shift we need to make. We need to move from broadcasting to conversation. See, posting is like standing on a stage with a megaphone. It's great for showing your expertise to your own network, but commenting, that's like joining a bunch of really important conversations that are already happening. You get to build real one-on-one relationships and tap into the huge audiences of major influencers in your space. And if you're a data person, get ready because the numbers here are just staggering. One study found that if you send a connection request after a meaningful comment exchange, you have a 52% response rate. Compare that to just 18% for a totally cold message. And why? It's because you're not a stranger anymore. You've already provided value. It is an absolute game changer.
Right. So the people who are really winning at this, they're not just spraying comments everywhere. They're using a smart, structured approach, like this three-tier framework. About 70% of their energy goes into visibility comments on big posts to get seen. 20% goes to thoughtful connection comments to build rapport with key people. And that final strategic 10% is for conversion comments designed to gently move a relationship forward. Okay, so what does a great comment actually look like? Here's a perfect example of a tier 1 or visibility comment. See, it's not just great post. It adds a completely new idea, value metrics, and then it asks a smart, open-ended question to keep the conversation going. This immediately positions the commenter as a peer, not just a fan. And now, this is a masterclass in a tier 3 or conversion comment. First, it shows they've been paying attention by referencing a past post. Then it offers something incredibly specific and valuable, that metric and a template. And the offer is so soft, so helpful. It's not a sales pitch. It's a natural reason to connect and take the conversation private. Just brilliant. All right, we've covered a ton of stuff to start doing. Now, let's talk about what you need to stop doing, like right now. There are a few really common habits that will absolutely kill your reach, no matter how good your content is. Okay, mistake number 1, and this is probably the biggest reach killer out there, putting external links in the main body of your post. Think about it from LinkedIn's point of view. Their whole business is keeping you on their site. If you post a link that sends people away, they're going to punish you for it. The fix is so easy. Put the value in the post itself, and then just tell people the link to the full resource is in the first comment. Mistake number 2 is being a one-trick pony. If you are only ever posting text, you are leaving a ton of reach on the table that the algorithm is handing out to video and carousels. You've got to mix it up. Having a variety of content not only keeps your feed interesting, but it also plays to all the different things the algorithm is looking for. Variety really is key here. And the last big mistake, it's forgetting that there's a real person, probably scrolling really fast, on the other side of the screen. Using super complex jargon or really dense language just makes people's eyes glaze over. Some experts even say you should aim for a 6th to 9th grade reading level. Now, that doesn't mean dumbing down your ideas. It means communicating them with clarity, which, frankly, is a sign of true genius. So, how in the world do you put all of this together without getting completely overwhelmed? Look, the key is not to live on LinkedIn 24/7. It's about having a smart, simple system that you can stick to. So instead of just posting whenever you feel like it, try adopting a weekly rhythm like this one. It's so effective. On Monday, you come in strong with a thought leadership piece, your take on a big industry trend. Midweek, you get personal with storytelling, a client success, a lesson learned. And then on Friday, you build credibility with a proof-based post, hard data, a case study, or a how-to carousel. Now, on top of those posts, we need to talk about that superpower activity we mentioned earlier, commenting. And it only takes 15 minutes a day. That's it. 15 minutes dedicated to the single most powerful relationship-building activity on the platform. So what does that 15-minute power session actually look like? It's super simple. Check this out. 3 minutes just responding to comments on your own stuff. 5 minutes leaving 2 or 3 high-value visibility comments on influencer posts. Another 5 minutes engaging with your dream clients. And the last 2 minutes, you're hunting for one perfect opportunity for a conversion comment. It is a tiny daily habit with massive long-term results. Okay, we're at our final section, and honestly, this might be the most important shift we need to make. It's not about the tactics anymore. It's about our entire mindset and how we even define what success looks like on LinkedIn now. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. The goal isn't to go viral, it's to build a brand. Chasing that one viral hit is like buying a lottery ticket. It's exciting, but it almost never pays off. Building a brand is like investing. It's about consistently showing up with value for the right people, one thoughtful post and one helpful comment at a time. And this really puts it into perspective. Success isn't about how big your impression number is, it's about the quality of those impressions. Think about it. Reaching 1,000 of your absolute ideal clients is infinitely more valuable than reaching 100,000 random people who will never buy from you. You have to focus on impact, not just eyeballs. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one question to really think about as you go back and look at your own LinkedIn strategy. In 2025 and beyond, the platform is all about genuine connection.
So are you just broadcasting for reach, or are you engaging to build the relationships that will actually move your career and your business forward? The choice is yours, and I hope this helps you make it.